What's going on, everybody? It's Jay here from Nerd Takes, and today I wanted to give you my take on Dune Part 2. So, I think it's important to mention at the start of this review that I am not somebody who's very knowledgeable when it comes to Dune. I have never read the books, and I haven't watched the original Dune movie from the 80s. This current iteration of Dune, starting with Dune Part 1 in 2021, has not only been my introduction to the story, but my entire knowledge of it as well. Now, I mention this because the nature of this review will really be based on how I felt about this film and how it was made, more than how it compares to the book and the original story of Dune. With that out of the way, my first general thought on the movie is I really enjoyed it. I think in today's age, with a lot of people choosing to wait for movies to be on streaming services and home release, this movie will really make people want to see it in theaters. And it's one that's going to have a good performance at the box office, I think, for a pretty good reason. The movie does a lot of things really well. It's a very stylish movie with a lot of substance to it. It takes the budget and visual awe of a blockbuster type movie and combines it with complex storytelling and phenomenal acting to create a fantastic movie-going experience. For starters, I think the writing was well done. This is admittedly maybe one of the tougher parts of the movie for me to review, given that it's obviously not an original screenplay, so it's hard to give too much credit to the writing. And I also don't know the source material as I haven't read the book, so I can't really speak to how well it was adapted either. What I can say as somebody who's fresh to the world of Dune is that I was very invested in the story. It's one that had me hooked from the start of the film. I think they did a great job with explaining the political side of the universe in a way that didn't over explain the happenings of the different houses and characters and let the viewer piece things together on their own. The dialogue also stood out in this film, and that was because it's not necessarily a dialogue heavy film by any means, but the dialogue it has is of really high quality, which makes certain lines very impactful. I also think they told a great depiction of a humble hero's journey in accepting his fate as such, while also telling a compelling story of the freeing of a people living under a tyrannical power and caught in the middle of a political struggle. Again, I know it's an adapted story, and I unfortunately don't know how accurately it was adapted, but what I do know is they told the core premise of those ideas in a way that was well done and believable. I thought the acting was really strong in this film. Just about everybody turned in top quality performances. Timothy Chalamet shows off some interesting range in this one throughout his character's journey. I found his performance to be the best of the star studded cast, which was no easy feat. I also would like to point out the work of Javier Bardem. I think he is an incredibly talented actor and once again shows that he is in this film. He really got me invested in not only his character, but the beliefs of his character as well. I really enjoyed Austin Butler's portrayal as one of the antagonists of the film, as well as Stellan Skarsgård. From the heroes to the villains and everyone in between, it was just a great job all around. I struggled to point out a poor acting performance in the entire film. Visually, the movie is stunning. I don't think that's too much of a surprise from this director who's known for creating some very stylish movies. The cinematography is at times breathtaking. It's kind of incredible to see how one could take an entire planet of sand and make it look so beautiful. On top of that, the CGI and effects are top notch. At a time when a lot of other studios are not only using far too much CGI and on top of that turning in cheap and bad looking versions of it, this film makes one remember the true world creating ability of modern technology when it's used efficiently and properly with high quality. The score and soundtrack in this were both really good as well. They range from intense to beautiful and just really add to the tone and aesthetic of the movie in a great way. I really don't have much bad to say about this movie. One of the few things that comes to mind, which honestly feels a little bit picky, is the pace at a few times feels a bit slow. I think they also maybe spent a little more time on a few things that didn't need to be repeated, where they could have maybe spent it elsewhere to flesh out a battle scene. But other than that, I really can't think of many things it had to improve on. All in all, I really enjoyed the film and I would definitely recommend it as the first must watch of the year. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and I'll be back again with another review soon.